a fantastic start to your week or middle of your week or whatever it is for you. Nowadays, people don't work this like 9 to 5, so it could be any day, right? You could be working in the middle of the nights, work a couple days a week, be working from home, could be anything, right? So, anyhow, who's ready to change and get better? Look, this is, liposuction is just one aspect of this change and get better. It's one step in the right direction. The key is making the decision to become your best version and then figuring out what the hell does that mean. That's the thing that if you make the decision, you'll start moving in a direction of figuring these things out. If you're okay staying in the same spot and not changing, then you will not appreciate any changes in your life. So the things that you don't like will continue to be the same way unless you make changes. It's just the way of life. It's the way this stuff works. So don't complain. And I see this all the time. People complain for like decades, especially my family members. Like they complain for decades about the exact same things, but yet they're not willing to do anything different. Meanwhile, they continue to complain and complain and complain, and they already know what the problem is. They're like, oh, it's this, but they're not willing to sacrifice to make the changes to get things right for themselves. And in many cases, what I've seen, this is the story, this is the basic story, the liposuction story that I've seen over the years, the past couple decades of doing this and dealing with so many different people, is that it's the women in particular that they tend to sacrifice themselves. Once you have kids, the belief is that you give everything to the kids for their well-being and you are come secondary. And many times you do this for, a decade or two, and then you pop your head up and realize like, holy crap, I'm like, you've given up everything. Your body's gone to crap, you're unhealthy, you feel like crap, you look like crap, you're insecure. These are things that when you neglect yourself, it's only a matter of time until they happen. What's up, Nancy? Nancy says, I'm living proof I took the first step last week and got my first session of 360 lipo. It's the best decision of my life. You're going to see this. You're going to see people saying that, many times throughout this channel. So those of you who are new here, realize that these are actual patients of ours who had procedures. Nancy in particular, she had a procedure last week. But if you haven't checked out yet, go to our private Facebook page. So you have to go on Facebook. You're going to search on our private groups. So the group is called My Shape Lipo Support Group. And on that group, you're going to have many individuals like these pictures you see behind me where they are sharing their stories and sharing their pictures to help. And the whole purpose of this is to help people just like you that are thinking about getting the procedure and not sure what to do. Because you don't know anybody who's had the procedure. You've only seen pictures and read articles, and there's a bunch of bullshit out there. And so we're here to cut through the crap and connect you with the actual individuals who have had the procedure from My Shape Lipo, so you know what you're getting yourself into. And Nancy's out there; she's willing to help you. And actually, right now, I have this. See, I think that it really benefits people when those of you who have had the procedure can turn into I call them mentors, but you can turn into this mentor where you now have the ability to share your experience and knowledge about what you've gone through in order to help people that haven't been through it yet and that are looking to go through this process. So you can become a mentor, and in order to encourage this, I started this contest. We're going to have a 50% off contest, and this is to encourage individuals like my previous patients, like you, Nancy, and I know you're signed up for this, but to encourage you to just share more, help more, get more involved with our community, particularly the Facebook group where there's a lot of individuals that are seeking, they're looking for the answers. But you got to get outside of the circle, right? Go into the other groups, whether it's other, tummy tuck groups or cosmetic surgery groups, or maybe it's just like makeup groups or whatever you're involved in. There's women that are just, they're out there. They're just like you. They're all over the place, particularly on social media. where people get to hide behind things. You can't see them. So I promise you, there's more people out there that are struggling with insecurities, with fat, with the belly hanging over. And now that you understand how to help people, it's your obligation to share the information, because the truth is Facebook won't let us post these things. They won't let us advertise. They won't let us tell people what is actually possible for them. They won't let us tell them. So the only way to get that information out there is we have to kind of slyly get it through the cracks, right? We need to have word of mouth. The individuals who have the procedure, you guys have to get out there and with your megaphone, shout it out. I'm trying to shout it out to all my friends, all my family, everybody that I can connect with, that this is even possible. Because I'll tell you what, most people have no idea. They have no idea, and they go through struggling in their life, like the entire time they struggle. It's tough. Carrying an extra 50, 60 pounds, carrying that belly in front of you, it's tough. It gets in the way. It's restrictive. It causes back pain. But you know what? More importantly, the fat itself leads you more in the direction of developing diabetes, heart disease, strokes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. All these things are common when you carry an abundance of fat. But liposuction can change that. So once you've had the procedure, all I'm saying is share it with other people. And if we can encourage more of that, then I think we can help more people. Because there's a lot of people that they have no idea. Even the ones that they may not even been searching for anything because they didn't believe anything was even possible for them. Those are the people that we really need to help. Also, those of you who have been told you have to be your ideal weight, or you have to get a tummy tuck, those are people that the truth is you don't have to get a tummy tuck, because you can see liposuction can suck out that belly, and you can have a flat belly. Doesn't matter how big you are. And we have patients that are very large, BMIs into the mid 40s and 50s, where we're still able to make your belly flat. It's incredible. So you got to tell your friends, you got to tell your family. Otherwise, they're never going to know. This is going to be like the secret, the biggest kept secret. Okay, let's see what else you got to say for me. Rena Rink 2. That's me now, and you're 54. So a lot of people like to believe that they're too old to get cosmetic type procedures. They're too old to do the things that they want to do. But here's the thing, we have patients that are in their 70s. Rena was 54, claiming that she's not too old, because you're never too old. Age is just a number. Whether you qualify to get this procedure has zero to do with your age. Zero. As long as you're healthy, you have fat that you want to remove, and you're ready to move forward with this and deal with the recovery process of this procedure. As long as you're willing to move forward and you're willing to do these things, then it doesn't really matter what age you are, because someone says, well, if you're 75 years old, it's like, what do you have to live for? Well, she's got a lot to live for. And for her, in her mind, she believes she's going to live another 20 years at least. So why wouldn't you want to feel good about yourself for the next 20 years rather than feeling bad about yourself and restrictive and insecure? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really matter how much longer you have to live. If you're going to live for a year or 2 years, why wouldn't it be better to have a year or two of good years than bad years, where you feel insecure? And I'm not saying what you are now is bad, but if you don't want to continue with that where you are in this moment, with how you feel, how you look, the clothes that you fit in, whatever your insecurities are, if you don't want to feel that anymore, that's when you change. That's when it's time. Otherwise, if you like where you are, you want to stay, that's fine, cool, it's no problem. No one's pushing anyone into this stuff, and it's not for everybody. So it's for the people who really want massive changes in their life. This is not possible with diet and exercise. So those of you who are on this illusion, and your friends and family are telling you, why don't you just do diet and exercise? This is not possible with diet and exercise. With just diet and exercise, she would be a smaller version of what she already was. But with liposuction, we physically removed the fat, making those folds go away completely. It just doesn't go away with diet and exercise. And you can try, by all means. If you don't believe me, please go try. In fact, you don't really have to try. Just look at all the other people that have done it. You can go search the internet, see all the people that lose, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds, and see what their body looks like. And in most cases, you're going to realize they're just smaller versions of what they were before, which is cool if you like what you are. If you like the shapes, that's fine. However, there are even small individuals that still have this boxy shape, that still have the belly folding over. It doesn't take a lot of fat to remove to get these big dramatic changes, but you're not going to change your shape just by dieting and exercising. It's unlikely. It may be possible, but it's unlikely. So liposuction is like that extra kick, that advantage that you might get to get you somewhere where you may not have been able to reach, but it puts you in a position where you can keep going higher, keep improving. What's up, Stacy? Say Nancy says, I'm more than welcome to answer questions from anyone who has them. Just DM her. So Nancy's on Instagram right now, and she's Nancy Live Laugh Love. What a great name. But there's also Stacy's on there. Stacy's had a previous procedure. She's had a while ago. So she's got a more senior, not that she's older, but she's got a more senior experienced opinion if you want help from her. Let's see, we got Kat and Sierra from My Shape, both of our employees answering questions here, sharing the link for the group. Let's see, so I'm going to pin this. This is the link for our Facebook group that's on Facebook right now. And now, any of you're interested, you're looking at this and you're like, what are the prices? It's too expensive. Okay, well, you don't have to come get a consultation. All you have to do is, if you're on Facebook, you go up into the post and there's a quick quote. And so you can get pricing there. It's instant. It doesn't require you calling our office or doing anything. You can privacy of your own home. This is also on our website, myshapelipo.com. So if you're on YouTube or Instagram, go to myshapelipo.com. You can get the quick quote, and you put in some basic information, answer a few questions, and we can get you a fairly accurate quote. Now, once you see that number and you're like, okay, cool, I like it, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to change my life now. The next step is getting a formal consultation. Again, the link is on our website. The formal consultation allows you to speak with me directly. I'm going to look at pictures. We're going to evaluate your situation, evaluate your medical history, make sure that we're both on the same page with the desired results and the expectations. And once we get that, once we finish the consultation, then we can go ahead and move forward with scheduling. At that point, the scheduling, we require a 25% deposit, so 25% of the procedure costs you're going to put down, and that allows you to put your pick a date and time on our schedule. And those of you flying in from out of state, about 85% of our patients are flying from out of state. So after you place a deposit, you can pick a date and time on the schedule and then make all the rest of your arrangements, whether that's hotel or flights and things of that nature. Sarah Riva says, if I pay my consultation and down payment, how long can it be before I get my surgery? Well, you just need to pick a date and time on our schedule, and we're scheduling sometime into this next month. All right. If you're interested in the influencer contest, so this is primarily either maybe you're an influencer yourself, or maybe you know an influencer. You can win this contest that way as well. If you bring us a big time influencer, you can win the contest. Or I think more likely it's going to be our previous patients who are out there helping and sharing and directing and pointing people in the direction of how they were able to make these changes. So to enter this contest, there is a link on our website. Again, all these links are right on the front page of our website, myshapelipo.com. So you can get the quick quote is there, the formal consultation, and to enter this contest is there. All that stuff is right in front of you on our website. Okay. Sarah Rivas, hopefully we're going to see you soon. You like how I tell it how it is. And, it's funny. So this is how it's funny how the law of attraction, the way this works, it's kind of interesting. the energy that you put out, you tend to attract back. So the reason why, these people, you'll see a few people that like how I tell it how it is. Well, my energy is I tell the truth, and I'm not as sugarcoating. I'm not gonna, dilly dally around the truth. I tell you how it is, and some people like that. Some people are attracted to that because they like that energy, and other people, they're repelled by that energy. So that truth, that just tell it how it is, and not and I have, I don't want to say less concern, but I have what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe not a lot. I'm a little bit rough around the edges, maybe not as soft and sugarcoating, things. I'm the kind of person I just rip off the Band-Aid, right? So some people don't like that, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody, and again, this procedure is not for everybody. But if you want these kind of results, then you come get it, right? And those are the people that I want to attract in, the people that are like, you know what, I'm here for results, and I want serious results. And look, this is what I do. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've done thousands and thousands of procedures, and the results are consistent. The only reason they're consistent is because I'm consistent. It's the techniques, specifically is what I do. That's why you're gonna go look at other practitioners where the results are not as good. I mean, it's plain and simple. They're just not as good. And not only that, they're not as consistent. I put my best foot forward, right? We try and show good results, but at the same time, I've shown patients that are very large, very small, and everything in between. People that have really loose skin, stretch marks. Like, look at this. She's got terrible loose skin and stretch marks before the procedure, and afterwards, you can see how it's still retracted back. It's certainly not perfect. You can look at the if you zoom in on this, the skin, there's irregularities because it's been stretched out so much. So it is what it is. It's not perfect, but she's going to be able to wear pants and not have her belly fold over top. That's priceless, right? She's going to be able to sit down and not have her belly sitting on her lap. It's priceless. She's not going to have a huge tummy tuck scar. It depends whether that's important to you. Maybe it's not important to you. Maybe you're okay with a huge scar. But the truth is, even on someone like this, there's no way they would be able to cut away all the skin, the damaged, there's no way they'd be able to cut away all of the damaged skin. Therefore, you're going to have a huge scar all the way across the bottom, and you're still going to have stretch marks up top because they're not able to cut it all out, and you're going to have a weird looking belly button. So the choice is, it kind of is up to the individual. That's why there's no right answer. You have to choose what's right for you. If visually you don't want to see any of the skin a certain way, then maybe you are going to lean more towards getting it cut away. However, you got to realize they don't get these kind of results with tummy tuck either. Even on larger patients, they tell you go lose weight, get out of here. This is not for you. You have to be your ideal weight. So we're helping people, and I suck fat out of people. So I'm not going to tell you you have too much, even if you're very, very large. You've been turned down from everybody. I'm going to work to figure it out. That's what I do. I'm creative. I work to figure it out. Clearly, there's going to be some limitations that we have to stay within, safety protocol that we stay within. But this is my job. I suck fat out of people, so I'm going to figure out how to suck fat out of you and change your life. Okay, Duvia says, I had a hernia surgery on the end of November, close to my pelvis area. How long do you have to wait? Typically, it's about six months, and you basically want the scar tissue to mature and to make sure that the wound is not going to open up. So if you have wound issues, might want to wait till that's all healed up. Sarah asks, how long is the surgery? It just depends on what you're getting, but I work very fast, and typically my procedures are anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. Oh, we got a Spanish one on Instagram, girls. Maybe someone can jump on there. Okay. So, just want to reiterate, we got this contest going on, 50% off. This is, I'm trying to attract an influencer, whether that is an influencer like actually like you have, a couple million followers, that would be amazing. But if not, maybe you know someone who is an influencer, or how about this strategy? Get creative, right? How about you go out and communicate with influencers, and you recruit them for us. So if you can recruit an influencer and bring them to us, and everything works out, then you could definitely win this contest. Now this contest is ongoing. It's going to keep going every single month. I'm going to announce a new winner. I also believe that you can be very influential once you've had the procedure, just simply by sharing your story, sharing your pictures, your content, and it's and the way that the law of attraction works is whatever you put out there, you're going to attract people just like you. So you're going to attract people that are the same, weight, size, or the same color, the same, looseness of skin, stretch marks. You're going to attract people with the same issues that you have. They're going to be curious. They're going to ask you questions. And if you tend to be influential over more people and send more people our way, then you're going to win this 50% off your next procedure. And then think about this. Those of you who have not had the procedure yet, this is a great opportunity too. Get the procedure, then your next procedure could be 50% off. In fact, I don't care. You could win it every month if you just keep. This is all win-win, right? So as long as I'm winning, you're winning. It's a win-win. It's good for everybody. Stacy's out there trying to help. We're all trying to help, right? Okay. And to enter that the influencer contest, you're going to go to the website myshapelipo.com, and there's a link there. Angie says, will this help my A1C? Absolutely. So the A1C is a measure of how well your blood sugars have been controlled for the past 3 months. Now, if your A1C is out of control, then you won't qualify for the procedure. It has to be below a 7, I think it's 7.8. So you have to get it controlled, and you can do that through diet, exercise, and medications. So, but with that said, once you get the procedure, it's been documented and shown through studies that removal of large volumes of fat significantly benefit the diabetic profile. And to take that further, I've had many patients who have claimed that after their procedure, they were able to substantially reduce the amount of diabetic medication that they took, which would consequently affect their A1C. Okay, Angie says, get me done and I'll be an influencer. All right, well, you just got to sign it. This is all just a process, right? I'm here to suck out fat, but you just got to go through the process, get on my table, and we'll make it all happen for you. Stacy says, how about a radio show interview and then we talk about it? That's cool. I've done that in the past. Radio, it's cool. It just depends. Ultimately, all these things, it depends on the audience, right? So just like with social media, we have a specific audience that we're exposed to. The more exposure you get, the more people that see whatever is happening, it gets, it can influence more people. So if you have connections on radio, cool. I've done radio before. I've done AM radio. I've done, FM radio. I've done commercials on radios. I've done TV interviews. All these things work, but the traditional media, like the TV and the radio, tends to be less effective than some of the more newer medias, like social media and Google and internet-based technologies. Those seem to be, taking off in comparison to some of the older medias. But like I said, if you have connections and you have the ability to set things up, maybe blogs, right? Maybe you have connections with some influencer like bloggers that might have a big following. Here's the truth: is you really don't have to have a huge following to be influential. Because I know many of my patients, they say that a lot of their friends and family are the same. They have the same issues. So all you have to do is be influential with your family. I've had some girls that they sent 6, 7, 8 family members and friends, and that's awesome. You're winning contests with that, And what I believe with this 15% off, this is giving you, it's like I want to give you ammunition. If you're going to go out there with this influential gun, right, so to speak, is the ammunition to really encourage people to take action now. So when you bring them into the group, you can say, bring them into the group and you get your 15% off right now. Okay, so it's going to give you a little bit of help to be more influential, right? People always like a discount, so it's more influential. Or maybe you're ready to get your next procedure, 15%. I mean, you know how it is. We don't give these discounts all that often, but we're trying to boost it up for the summer. I know inflation's hitting people hard, travel's getting more expensive, so we're trying to help out a little bit, as much as we can. We got to pay our bills too, right? So definitely, if you have not been to our private Facebook group, you have to hit that up. Uh, the private Facebook group is the opportunity where you can connect directly with these individuals who have had the procedures and hear their stories. I like to tell their stories, but if you want to hear that directly from them, go to the group and connect with them directly. You see pictures, and they'll tell you their stories, their concerns, good things, bad things that happen to them. The nice thing is, it's like, imagine it's like there's a path to get there. Once you've had the procedure, you have this bright light that you can turn around and shine your light on the path and be like, hey, don't step there, don't step there, don't step there, go right through. And that's exactly how this works. It's like you're mentoring, but you're able to shine your light back to them and allow them to see all the potential pitfalls and all the potential areas where they can get improvement and get better results. That's the value. So all I'm asking in regards to this contest is that you just give more of yourself. Just give more and be honest and give your heart. Like it just act as if you're the family member for these individuals that are asking for help, and you're helping one of your family members. That's what influence is. When you show your love, you show your caring, and you guide them in a direction that is in their best interest, not in your best interest, but in their best interest. Because if they get what they want, you're going to get what you want, and it's going to be a win-win. I'm telling you, all you have to do is give more. You can't control what you get, but you control what you give. So focus on giving more. Focus on being a better person. Stacy's a prime example. I like to point people out that are doing what I'm talking about already, that they're doing, so you can see. Stacy's not an influencer. She's not. She doesn't have a huge following. She's I don't know how active she is on social media, but she's always around, and she's always very positive. She's on the group. It's like every day she's posting new conversations to just keep everybody in upbeat and happy and just on the right path, because Stacy knows that when you focus on the positive, that's what you get, that's what you see, and that's what you will experience more of. So you get what you focus on. And if you're focusing on negative things and you're focusing on what you don't have, that's all that you'll see. All you'll see is negative. And you'll think that your life sucks and everything is terrible and all things go bad for you, because that's all you're thinking about. But if you stop for a second and realize that you actually have a lot. I just saw some post on Facebook, some professional soccer player. He was disappointed. He's like, I was so upset. I didn't have the shoes that I wanted. And I was so pissed off, and I was like, how could this happen to me? And so and so failed to get it. This professional soccer player. And then he looks over to the left, and there's some dude sitting in a wheelchair, and he has no shoes at all. And the guy he has no feet. I'm sorry, no shoes. He has no feet. And this soccer player was humbled, and he realized that how fortunate he was to have feet, how fortunate he was to be able to walk, how fortunate he was to be able to play at a professional level, and then the being upset and angry that he didn't have what he wanted, because he was so focused on the not having shoes that he didn't realize how fortunate he really was. It's the same concept. Most people are so focused on the fact that they don't have something that they don't realize what they actually have right in front of them. So when you start, and this is not easy. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy. But these are the little things that if you can shift your life, they're minor shifts. Just shift your life just a little bit and start focusing on the positive stuff. So when you get out there and you're so pissed off and you're yelling, you gotta take a deep breath. It all starts with a deep breath. Take a deep breath and start focusing on the things that are actually good in your life. And then the stuff that is bad won't seem as bad anymore. And if you can instead of being miserable feel like things are okay, that's one step in the right direction. Stacy is like the expert at this. She's like always positive, always focused on that stuff, and so you can see she's always smiling. I just saw her; she's posted some pictures, and she's smiling. Her kids are smiling. Her sister's smiling. I mean, everybody's always happy around her, and this is where, I say that you influence the people around you, just like you are influenced by the people around you. So when you bring happy and joy to the world, and the people around you benefit inherently. It's going to happen. It's guaranteed. They will benefit from you being happy, you bringing joy to the world. So what I'm trying to suggest is that this procedure is not, it's not a panacea where it fixes everything. No, that's not it. But what it does is it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. And if you could feel a little bit better about yourself, maybe you can smile today. And maybe that smile today will affect that person that was depressed and angry and upset, and maybe they can smile just a little bit. And then it's like the domino effect. We just got to start. We got to start with you. We got to start with you. And if you're tired and just you're done being overweight, you're done being heavy set, you're done with all this extra fat where you've been hiding. Because this is what these girls do. They get big like this and they hide. They hide in pictures. You'll look on their Facebook page, there's like almost no pictures of them. And if there are pictures of them, it'll be them behind their family members, or turned to the side. They'll be wearing dark colors. They'll be wearing all drapey clothes. I mean, look, I know that it's hiding. I know that all those are signs of insecurity. And if I know that, I promise you everybody else does too. So the truth is you're really not hiding. You're not. And you think you are, and what it does is it's a false security. But when you really want to change your life, you really want to become this transformation, this person who is already there, you just have to become them. See, liposuction is just one of these things. It's when you go to the gym and you're working out, and it's like you work out for a month, and you like every day you're working out so hard, you're sweating, you're eating right, and you look on the scale and you lost like 5 pounds, and you look in the mirror and you're like, I don't see shit. This is frustrating as hell. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired, and I don't want to do this. And you quit. And that's usually what happens. That's why people the weight goes up, then go down, up and down. It's like a yo-yo. I know from experience. But at some point, you decide. It's a decision. It's a one decision. When you say enough is enough, and you draw that hard line in the sand, I will not ever go back there. I will not do that again. And liposuction will get you so far past that line, or behind that line, that where you're so far advanced along your journey that you get excited and motivated because you start seeing results. See, when you quit at the gym, it's because you didn't see results. But liposuction, you'll see the pictures of people on the table, and the results are already awesome. It's like that. Now, clearly, there's a recovery process. So it's not just like that, right? There's a recovery process, and it takes time to heal, but the fat's gone immediately. Your problem is effectively gone. Now you're gonna have a little bit different problems where you're healing and recovering, you're trying to get things to heal up properly. A little bit different problem, but your main problem is gone. That's liberating. When you realize that, holy crap, it's changing. And when you start seeing yourself differently, that's when the mindset has to change. And then as the mindset changes, all your other habits, they have to change. Because if you don't change your habits, you don't change your lifestyle, those bad habits that you were doing before that caused the problem, they'll come right back and cause another problem. And it'll be the same thing. You already know what happens when you do these things. You already know. So don't go back. Don't fall off the wagon. You have to get super motivated. We'll push you down the path with the liposuction, and then you get in the group, the support group. That's what they hold you accountable. And then here's the interesting thing. as you're helping more people, you hold yourself accountable because you want to be a good example, right? You want to be influential. You want to be a good example. So you look at like Rebecca here. She's is like 2 years out on her procedures. She had her upper body done. She had 360 lipo and a BBL done, and she then went on to change her lifestyle, change her diet, changed her habits, became a gym rat, works out regularly, and now she's confident and happy with herself. So much so that she had called me, let's say 2 months ago to get her legs treated. And I just spoke with her last week and she's like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna get liposuction anymore. I'm happy with my thighs. And I was like, it put the biggest smile on my face. I was so happy to hear that she has changed her life enough to the point where everything is coming together for her. And if you want that to happen, a lot of people are like, they want this massive transformation. That's great, but it takes time. Okay, now with liposuction, it kicks you down the road a little bit faster. We can get that fat out quicker, get you down the road a little bit faster, get your body changing, but you gotta change the lifestyle stuff. The lifestyle stuff, once you get those habits down, that's where it solidifies. Like, that's it. Once you solidify that, you're there forever. You get the habits down properly, you will maintain this forever. Okay, but if you go back in your old habits, all bets are off. Angie Bonilla, is the contest just for influencers? So let me explain this, Angie. It's not. So I'm calling it a top influencer contest, but if you're an influencer, that's great. Enter. If you're not an influencer and you have not had the procedure yet, you can enter as well. However, the likelihood of your ability to influence people to get liposuction is not very good. But once you have the procedure, it's easy to influence. You just show them your results and smile because you're happy now. And it's better yet, you show them the way that you looked before. So you have your before and afters. It's really easy to influence people because they already want to be like you. But then, you bring out the positive. You bring out and tell them all the things that have improved in your life, because there's way more than this cosmetic thing that you guys just see. You guys just see these pictures and you're like, oh my God, I want to be like that. This is just the icing on the cake. Just the icing. It gets way better. Your life way better. I'm telling you, there's so many benefits that we can't even put into words. You just can't do it. And you'll talk to these girls and they'll try to put them into words, but you'll see it. But listen to what I'm saying. It's hard to put it into words, but the benefits far outweigh what you're seeing. These cosmetic, this materialistic thing, the way you look, it's awesome, but that's the icing on the cake. That's the little thing. The big change happens mentally when you change the way that you think, your confidence. Look, this young lady here, she blows me away. She got all this crazy confidence afterwards. She started taking, she paid for these like expensive, sexy pictures with her husband, for her husband. And it was obviously, she would have never done this, never done that kind of stuff when she was bigger. She was so insecure, and then it was just, but you know what? The secure, confident girl, she was right under the surface. She was right under the surface. She was always there. She was right under the surface, just waiting to come out. And what was stopping her was this fat. She thought that she couldn't have that confidence if she looked the way she looked. And then she realized that once she looks the way she felt like she should look to have that much confidence, the confidence it came right out. The same thing is with you. Everybody has it. We all have the potential for confidence. We all have the potential for depression. We all have it. It's all within us. So many of us will stop ourselves from experiencing that confidence level because we believe that, hey, if I look like this, I shouldn't be confident. If I look like this, I shouldn't be happy. And that's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. And I'll tell you why, and to make it more clear that this is a decision that you make. You either make a decision to be confident or you make a decision to not be confident. When you go out here to Vegas, we have these pools that have the casinos, and there's like thousands of people out there. And I'll tell you, it's still, the community is represented the same. There's still about 60% of the population is considered obese. So when you go out to these pools, you got these obese men and women that are happily flaunting their bodies, happily and confidently flaunting their bodies, wearing bikinis, doing whatever. It has nothing to do with what you look like. Nothing. Let me repeat that. Nothing to do with what you look like. It's all in the mind. And so you are only allowed to experience the things that you allow yourself to experience. And so the sad thing is that most people, not most people, a lot of people, they don't allow themselves to experience the joy that's right in front of them. You know, there was a Buddhist story. He talks about how sometimes God gives us an earache or a toothache, and He gives it to us as a gift. And you're like, what do you mean a toothache is a gift? That's crazy. Well, when you have a toothache, it's excruciating pain. It's unbelievable pain, and you're like, how can life be like this? And as soon as that toothache goes away, that's where joy is. And you don't appreciate the joy and the happiness until you experience the toothache. And then you realize what non-toothache time is like. Non-toothache time is joy, happiness, and all the other good stuff. And how many of you are sitting out there in the non-toothache time and you're still miserable? I know I suffered like that before. Right? My life is good. I'm healthy. I don't have any broken bones. I'm able to walk. I'm able to work. I'm able to do all the things that I need to do. Some of you are like that, right? You have everything that you need. You have shelter. You have money. You have food. You know, you have all the things that you need, but you're miserable for some reason. You don't allow yourself to experience the joy. That you don't allow yourself to experience the moments that are that non-toothache. See, we were given those hard times as an example. This is what shitty times are like. Then when good times are there, if you don't appreciate them, that's your fault. Because there's a lot of good days out there. There's a lot of good times. And if you don't appreciate them, then you're missing out on all the joy in the world, all the joy in your life. And it's a shame that that happens, because you don't have to have everything. You certainly don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have fame. You don't have to have a lot of anything. You don't have to have a nice car and a nice house. You don't have to have any of that stuff. Just simply being alive and, you know, not having excruciating pain. That's freaking good, right? But it's hard to appreciate some of that stuff. What's up, Lala? Okay. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to help you. You know, and some of the detail stuff, the you know, maybe the little things, the things that you're concerned about, those might be good questions to pose in our group. And the nice thing there's a cool thing about Facebook is with Facebook, you can actually go within the group and search words. So like if there was a question that you had, you can search the question and see if it's been asked previously and how it's been answered. And then also you can search actual individuals, all the posts that they've made. So like let's say you connect with this individual here, you find out who it is, and you can search her name, and then you'll see all of the progress. So all the pictures that she's posted, see her story, see her everything that she's done, to follow her journey. Because you know, a lot of these people, what you're going to end up finding is that you'll connect with somebody. You know, you'll be like, oh, my belly's big like that, and you know, I'm square and it's hanging down just as far as her. You know, I'm kind of probably the same BMI. I want to talk to her. You know, I want to see what her thoughts were, and if she was happy with it. And you know, once you connect with an individual like that, that person becomes more influential to you, and that's where I'm hoping that my previous patients will realize that they now have the ability to help people just like you, that are struggling with the same problems that they had. And I think that the truth for them will be, once they can give their knowledge and experience, it makes them more valuable feel more valuable, it elevates your confidence level, and it makes you feel like you have a sense of purpose, like you're able to help the world, you're able to help somebody. And so for me, it's super fulfilling to be able to help people along this path, to for self-realization, to become better, whatever that is for them. It's very, very fulfilling for me to help individuals to improve themselves. And just like it's fulfilling to me, I'm pretty confident that maybe not everybody, but there's going to be a lot of my patients that come through, and it's fulfilling for them as well to help other people. And as you get this procedure, you are now uniquely positioned to help other people with this specific thing. You may not be high educated, you may not have skills, but that doesn't matter. With this specific thing, liposuction and life transformation, with this specific thing, you are valuable and you can help. So you have this ability now, and the question is, what is your response? What is your response to this new ability? I was given this ability to suck fat out of people, to do liposuction. I don't know whether you want to say God gave it to me, I learned it, whatever. It was a gift. It was given to me. I developed it into this ability to really significantly change individuals' lives, and coupled it with my education, which helped to figure out the mindset changes and the transformation changes and how these things can happen. Couple that with my other educational stuff to figure out how the body works, to improve the basic foundation and give recommendations that I know will help you to maintain this life. And these basic foundational recommendations: drink plenty of water, walk or move, whatever the move, you got to move something. You got to do something. Get off your butt and move. Sedentary lifestyle is a new smoking. Get off your butt and move. Okay. Sleep. You got to get plenty of sleep. 6 to 8 hours of sleep is recommended. If you're not getting the sleep, it affects every aspect of your life. You're drowsy. You're tired. You're angry. It affects everything. You don't want to do things when you're tired. Okay. When you say you don't want to do things when you're tired, that means not getting up and go to the gym or working out. So you limit yourself. Sleep, very, very important. Toxins, we're all exposed to toxins. So the ability to reduce our toxic exposure, and then detoxifying and getting out more of these toxins to help our bodies function properly. And then the big thing is your diet. And I don't even like the term diet, because it's like your lifestyle. You have to eat healthy foods forever. And I believe that the cleaner you get, the better you're going to feel, the healthier you are, the better you're going to look, everything's going to get better. So I believe that diet needs to be clean, very, very clean. The cleaner that you can get, the better you're going to feel. If you want to cheat, then you'll suffer the consequences of cheating. And the consequences of cheating is typically inflammation, which causes stiffer joints, pain, irritation. Inflammation causes all disease. So hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, they're all inflammation related. So the food that you eat will lead to more inflammation, which leads to more problems. So again, foundational stuff. Foundational. You got to drink more, walk more, sleep more, detox more, and eat better. 5 things. Pretty basic. Okay? And it's these things are not difficult. They seem easy, but just as easy it is to do, it's easy to not do. That's the problem. Too many people get stuck not doing. Just like the people that get stuck experiencing the toothache. You gotta start experiencing the non-toothache in your life. The times that are good, and enjoy those times. If you can't enjoy the good times, then what's the point in having them? What's the point in working so hard during the hard times if when it's good, you don't appreciate it? You don't experiencing it? Then all the times are bad. And that's when you get miserable. And that's when you feel like overwhelmed. That's when you feel like life sucks. Because to you, from your perspective, all you see is negative. And when all you see is negative, life sucks. So shift. It's a minor shift. Start focusing on the positive. The positive's already there. I promise you, there's plenty of positive in all of your lives. Unless you're like some starving kid in Ethiopia, you have a good life in the United States. If you have a roof over your head, if you're eating food, hell, if you're watching this video, I'm pretty confident that you have a good life. May not be the best life, but you have a good life. Definitely things that you can be grateful for. Okay, Thesila Navarro. She says, I'm 5'1" and 210. Am I a candidate? Absolutely. Thesila, go to our, in fact, you're on Facebook. Up in the post there's the quick quote. You can get the pricing. You're going to enter your height and weight, which will categorize you based on your BMI. And it'll give you recommendations for the procedures that you'd qualify for, as well as the safety protocol that we utilize. What's the name of the group? The group is, it's called My Shape Lipo Support Group, and it's on Facebook. Yeah, there you go. Granville, here, I'm gonna pin that. Okay, so there's the group. It's on Instagram now. Okay, Angela says, I tried to make the quote for 360 and it gave me the amount to pay and what not. I understand that maybe. Okay, yeah. So if you're trying to put it in and you click the buttons for multiple procedures, it's gonna give you a large price. So pick one procedure at a time, and yeah, get the pricing that way. And if you're unsure, I mean, at least you can see the basic pricing for this. The quick quote is meant as a quick quote. It's not the final ultimate. It's pretty darn accurate. Most of the patients is right on. But it'll give you an idea of what the pricing is. And if you have something that maybe you don't necessarily fit, right into that box that we created for the quick quote, maybe you want something a little bit different, or you had questions or concerns, that's when the next step would be getting into formal consultation. You meet with me directly, and we'll go through your pictures, and I'll ask you questions, and we'll try to figure out what exactly the goal is, and we'll come up with a plan together. So yeah, one procedure at a time. Okay, very necessary from Florida. So I need you in Miami, Florida. There's plenty of chop shops in Florida. So, if you're, and especially with this procedure, there's lots of people that do it out there. I'm not saying that they do it any good, but there's lots of problems that happen in Miami, Florida. I know there's lots of procedures, and when there's lots of procedures, there's lots of good things happening, lots of bad things happening. So, but I don't think there's anybody getting results like this. So, it's you got to go where the results are, and I'm in Vegas. So if you want to get these kind of results, and you go to Vegas. And if not, you go to Miami. And if you get the results there, great. If you don't get them, then you'll come back out to Vegas. I've seen that plenty of times. So I'll reiterate here, for this special, we have this 15% off special going on right now. 15% off. The deal is you have to place a deposit by the end of this next month, so by the end of July. So you have a whole month, plenty of time. Place a deposit by the end of July, and then get the procedure by the end of August. My hopes were that this 15% off would give those of you who are trying to influence your friends and family, give them an extra push. Give them, because a lot of people will be kind of sitting on the sidelines. They're like, oh, I'm not sure, So when you get that little extra push, it'll save you an extra $1,000 or whatever. It's big savings. So it'll help you to get over that hump and that fear, that shell shock, or whatever the case. So my hope was that the 15% off will give those individuals that are trying to influence their friends and family just a little, hey, there's another reason why to do it now. Let's see, another one of our previous patients just jumped on. What's up, Lynette? Hope you're doing well. And then if you want to be like if you are one of our previous patients, or you're an influencer, or maybe you know an influencer, uh, to win our contest, we have this 50% off contest, and this is to encourage those previous patients to help and share, uh, and help their friends and family and their sphere of influence, um, to push them in the direction of change, push them in the direction of transforming their life. Look, not everybody wants to transform their life. There's plenty of people that are comfortable sitting right where they are, and they don't want to change at all. In fact, they'll repel the change. So as soon as you start talking about this stuff, they're like, nah, I'm not interested. You got to find the people that are so sick and tired of the way they have been living their life, the things that they've been doing, the limitations that they have. Many people don't even realize the level of limitations that they have, because to them it's become normal. And sometimes it takes somebody like you to step up to them and say, hey, I was just like you. I couldn't do X, Y, and Z, and I was limited, and it really pissed me off. Does it bother you? You're probably going to find they're going to connect with you. And yes, I'm exactly the same. How did you change? How did you do this? And that's when you just talk. It's just conversation. And it's not a hard sell. Just look at me. Look at the change. And if they know you, then they know that you have changed your mentality. You changed your mindset. And if they know you, then they know that your disposition is different. You're happier. Uh, or maybe you're not. I don't know. But you got to bring the energy that you want to bring to the world. If you want to be a happy person, then you bring a happy energy to the world. And when you bring a happy energy to the world, you attract happy people to you. On the flip side, those of you who argue all the time, and I was one of these people, argue all the time, complain all the time, you're mad at people, you like, you nitpick, you're like, you didn't do that. I was one of these like serious, always angry persons, and it was hard to be around. And fortunately not everybody left me, but I figured it out. It took me time. I figured it out. And I became a happier person, a more positive person. I was able to attract happier and more positive people around me, which then reinforced and made me happier. It's like this is all a cycle. It's all a cycle. The world is a reflection of you. Of my world is a reflection of me. Your world is a reflection of you. And when I say your world and my world as if it's two different worlds, it is. And that's why this idea of this metaverse, right? You've heard the terms, and so I'm going to kind of dive into that and explain how it is. We all have our perspective of the world is totally different. So my version of this world is totally different than your version of the world. And the version is all created in my mind. It's how I perceive it. I can perceive the world as good, or I can perceive it as bad. And any way I perceive it is right. It's either good or it's bad. Either way, it's my perception. Just like for you, if you perceive the world as being bad and everybody's out to get you, you're going to act a certain way that is congruent with that thought process. On the flip side, if you believe that everybody's out there to help you and everything happens for a reason and life is great, your life is great, then you'll start seeing things that are congruent with these thought processes. And this, again, it's the law of attraction. It's congruent with your thought process, thought energy. You're sending out the energy through thoughts. When you have negative thoughts, you'll start to see negative things. You don't even have to say the words. That's what's crazy too. You don't even have to say the words. Thoughts themselves. If you're thinking negative things, it will diffuse out and come back to you. So don't even have those negative thoughts. Definitely don't say negative things. Definitely don't say negative things. You're like, oh, I'm such a jerk, or oh, I'm so bad at that. Oh man, I suck. When you say these things, your subconscious hears what you're saying, and then it'll produce an environment that is congruent with the things that you say, with the things that you believe. It's the law of attraction. Your subconscious will hear what you're saying and hear your beliefs and the things that you're thinking. It hears these things. It's you. So if you have a negative disposition, your subconscious is gonna present many other negative things for you to see. Be like, oh, you want to be negative? Look at all these other negative things. Now life is good because you can see all these negative things. That's what the subconscious is thinking, because that's what it thinks you're looking for. But on the flip side, if you are actively searching for positive, your subconscious will actively search for positive. You control everything. You are the one that makes all the decisions in your life. You are the only one that's responsible for the decisions that you make. You are the one that decides what goes in your mouth. You're the one that decides what you do, whether you get up or don't get up. You make the decisions. And once you take 100%, 1000% responsibility, you got to take responsibility for everything in your life. And once you do that, everything will start to change, because you'll stop blaming others. It's no one else's responsibility, no one else's fault, except for yours. And I know that's harsh, right? That's how it is. But if you don't take that responsibility, then you're going to feel like you have no control in your life, because it's someone else's responsibility. They were supposed to do that. They were supposed to do this. So-and-so was supposed to bring this to me. They didn't. Who cares? No one cares. It's your life. If you want it to be good, you have to care. If you don't care, then nobody else will care for you. Maybe some. I mean, I know there's women out there that are like, they do that. But if you don't care about yourself, if you don't like yourself, who's going to like you? Why should they like you? If you don't like yourself, then you must not be good. I don't know you. You know yourself way better than I know you. So if you don't like yourself, then you must not be good. So how do you like yourself more? How about you got to start doing things that you like? You got to start doing things that make yourself proud. You got to start doing things, and it's just like it's like a little level. Like, say for example, you set a goal to go to the gym. If you actually show up to the gym, like, oh, that's a plus, right? If you decide that you're going to start eating a certain diet, have certain eating habits, when you actually follow those, it's a plus, and your body's like, oh, you did it. Hey, if you did that, you can do that too. And if you did that, you can do that. And all of a sudden, you're doing all the things that you're supposed to do, because you had the confidence to do it. Because discipline is like a muscle. You got to keep flexing it. And it's almost like you have to work hard to do the things that you don't want to do, because that's the hardest part, right? I don't want to get up and run in the morning, but I do. I push myself. That's discipline. And I build my muscles. Discipline muscle. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up right here. I'm just going to reiterate, we got this special going on, 15% off. This is a great opportunity for those of you who are sitting on the sideline right now. Get your procedure done. In order to take advantage of this, the deal is you need to place a deposit before the end of next month. So you got a little bit of time. So the end of July, you have to place a deposit and have the procedure by the end of August. Now, I've been hoping, we also have this contest going on, the 50% off contest. And this is the opportunity for my previous patients to influence their sphere of influence, their circle of friends and family, those of your friends and family around you that would benefit from this that have no idea. I want to push you out there to get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, to spread the word. Spread the good word and share the knowledge with these individuals that really need. I mean, this lady really needed it, and it's amazing the changes that are possible. So you now have the ability to share this information with somebody to where it could help them. And I hope that you gain a sense of purpose, a sense of joy from helping other people. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's a win-win situation for all involved. Okay, Cheryl Green says, do you do drop-ins or open on Saturday consultations? No, but our consultations are all done remotely. So if you want to get pricing, you can go to our website and just hit the click the instant quick quote, You get pricing immediately. You don't have to have a consultation. Once you see the pricing, and this is on our website, myshapelipo.com. So once you see the pricing and you're ready to move forward, the next step is the formal consultation. It's $100 for that, and those are done virtually, so you do not have to come into our office. 85% of our patients are flying in from out of state, so we try to make this as easy as possible. So get the quick quote, get your pricing, get that immediately. But all the links are on the website, myshapelipo.com. Get the quick quote. Sign up for the contest if you're a previous patient. Maybe you're an influencer. Maybe you know an influencer. Sign up for the contest. And then when you're ready to move forward, the next step is your formal consultation. All the links are on the website, myshapelipo.com. We try to make this as easy as possible for you. So thank you so much for watching. Tell all your friends, show them the pictures, screenshot this. Whatever you got to do, you got to spread the word. Be good, be a good person. Change lives. Pay it forward. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.